You might not realize it, but the moment you start speaking, people are already forming opinions about you. In fact, within just 3 seconds, a woman can determine whether your voice intrigues her or fades into the background. If you have a naturally deep voice but aren't using it correctly, you're letting a huge advantage slip through your fingers. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how certain voices instantly command attention? How some men barely need to raise their voices to captivate a room, while others struggle to be heard? This isn't just coincidence, it's science. And yet, most men don't even realize the potential their own voice holds. The truth is, your voice is one of the most powerful tools of attraction, influence, and authority. If you've ever felt overlooked or dismissed, it might not be what you're saying, it might be how you're saying it. Today, we're unlocking the full potential of your voice so you can start making a lasting impression in every conversation. In this video, we're diving deep into the hidden power of your voice and how to use it to become more attractive and confident in any interaction. And don't worry, if your voice isn't naturally deep, there are techniques that can instantly enhance your vocal presence and make you sound more commanding. Here's what we're breaking down today. Why science proves deep voices are naturally more attractive. The biggest mistakes that weaken your vocal presence. How to sound more authoritative and engaging, no matter what your natural voice is like. This isn't about changing who you are, it's about maximizing what you already have. Now let's talk about why a deep voice has such a strong effect on attraction. Ever wonder why actors like Idris Elba, Morgan Freeman, or Aaron Pierre can make even the simplest sentences sound powerful? It's not just their talent, it's their vocal presence. Research has proven that a deep voice instantly creates a perception of confidence, masculinity, and strength. A study published in the Journal of Evolution and Human Behavior found that women consistently rated men with lower-pitched voices as more attractive, more dominant, and even healthier, without ever seeing their faces. That means your voice alone is shaping how people perceive you before you say anything meaningful. So why does this happen? It all comes down to biology. A deep voice signals higher testosterone levels, which on a subconscious level, women associate with strength, security, and superior genetics. It's primal. The moment a woman hears a voice that resonates with depth and control, it triggers an instinctive response, one that suggests power and protection. And it's not just about attraction. Your voice plays a huge role in how people respect you in social and professional settings. Who gets noticed in a crowded room? It's not the guy who speaks too fast or too high. It's the one whose voice carries with confidence and presence. Even more interesting, researchers at University College London found that women subconsciously associate deep voices with intimacy, dominance, and even higher levels of desirability. It's not just about what you say. Your voice alone can create a sense of connection and intrigue. Now, here's where most men go wrong. Even if you have a naturally deep voice, if you're making certain vocal mistakes, you're actually weakening your presence without realizing it. And if you don't have a deep voice, there are ways to train and develop a more powerful vocal tone. Have you ever noticed how a woman's demeanor shifts when she hears a certain kind of voice? Drop your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Your voice is one of your greatest assets, but only if you know how to use it correctly. Most men waste this advantage, never realizing how much influence they could have. Don't be one of them. The good news? This is something you can improve starting today. Let's break down the most common vocal mistakes and, more importantly, how to fix them right now. Let's get started.
1. Your voice is your personal brand. The moment you speak, people start forming opinions about you. Your voice isn't just sound, it's a powerful tool that can command attention or make you fade into the background. If you're speaking too softly or mumbling, you're not just reducing your impact, you're making yourself less memorable. A strong, clear voice instantly conveys confidence, authority, and presence, while a weak delivery does the opposite. Speaking too softly or mumbling your voice is like your personal brand. It announces who you are before people even process what you're saying. But if you're speaking too softly or mumbling, you're not just wasting your natural vocal tone, you're actively diminishing how confident and powerful you appear. When you don't project your voice, women unconsciously perceive you as unsure, hesitant, or lacking confidence. Essentially, you're surrendering your presence by hiding behind a weak delivery. So what's the solution? You need to project from your chest, not your throat. Most people talk from their throat, which results in a weaker, less resonant voice. Instead, take a deep breath and speak from your diaphragm. You should feel your voice vibrating in your chest, rather than in your throat or nose. A simple way to strengthen this is by practicing every morning. Spend 2 minutes reading aloud with clear, strong projection, as if you were speaking to someone across the room. Over time, this will naturally improve your voice's depth and clarity. And here's a quick reality check. If people frequently ask you to repeat yourself, there are only 2 possibilities. Either they have trouble hearing, or you're not speaking with enough presence. Talking too fast. Even if you have a deep voice, speaking too quickly completely undermines your impact. Why? Because rushing your words signals nervousness and insecurity, 2 qualities that immediately weaken your perceived authority. Think of the most commanding voices in history. James Earl Jones as Darth Vader never rushed a sentence. He spoke with deliberate pacing because slowing down creates emphasis, builds intrigue, and exudes dominance. When you slow your speech, people naturally listen more intently. It gives your words weight and allows your voice to carry authority. So if you tend to speak too quickly, practice deliberately slowing down, especially when making important points. Speaking in a flat, monotone voice. Here's the harsh truth. A deep voice without variation is like serving a gourmet steak with no seasoning, bland and forgettable. A monotone voice signals disinterest, and if you sound bored while speaking, people will feel bored listening to you. Women will subconsciously tune out because your voice isn't engaging. The solution? Master vocal inflection, the natural rise and fall in your speech that conveys energy, confidence, and charisma. A dynamic voice naturally keeps people engaged and makes your words more compelling. If you've ever heard outdated robotic voices in early voice assistants, you'll know what I mean. They were lifeless, mechanical, and lacked expression. That's exactly what you want to avoid. To improve, start by emphasizing key words in a sentence with slight upward or downward shifts in pitch. Record yourself speaking, listen for flat moments, and intentionally add energy to certain phrases. This alone will make your voice far more captivating. Overusing filler words, like, so. We're all guilty of this at some point, but here's the problem. Filler words instantly weaken your authority. They make you sound hesitant, uncertain, and even immature. A deep voice alone won't save you if every other sentence is filled with unnecessary words that add no value. Instead, learn to embrace silence. Pauses aren't awkward. They actually add weight to your words. They create suspense, demand attention, and make you sound more intentional. Here's a simple challenge. The next time you feel the urge to say or like, stop and pause instead. Do this for a week, and you'll notice how much more confident and polished your speech becomes. How to instantly upgrade your vocal presence. The bottom line: a powerful voice is all about projection, pacing, and clarity. If you're making these mistakes, you're unknowingly weakening one of your greatest advantages. But don't worry. Even if you weren't born with a naturally deep voice, you can still develop a commanding presence. You don't need to sound like Barry White or Aaron Pierre to be influential. The secret isn't in having a low-pitched voice, it's in how you use the voice you already have. 2. The secret to commanding attention: slow down. Have you ever noticed how the most powerful speakers never rush their words? They don't just talk, they make people listen. And here's the truth. Slowing down your speech by just 20% can instantly make you more attractive, confident, and dominant. even if your voice isn't naturally deep. Why does this work? Because confidence isn't just about what you say, but how you say it. When you take your time, it forces people to hang on to every word. It creates tension, builds anticipation, and adds a touch of mystery, qualities that make you instantly more engaging. Try this right now. Say, "Let's hang out later," at your normal pace. Now slow it down by 20%, adding slight pauses. "Let's hang out later." Feel the difference? Your words carry more weight, and the impact is undeniable. Here's a pro move. The next time you're on a date, in a business meeting, or leading a conversation, slow down. Watch how people suddenly lean in, give you their full attention, and respond to you with more respect, unlocking a deeper, more commanding voice. Here's another small but powerful trick. Drop your chin slightly when you speak. It may seem like a minor adjustment, but this simple shift naturally deepens your voice. When you slightly lower your chin, your vocal cords align in a way that produces a richer, more resonant sound. It's an effortless way to add strength to your voice without forcing it. So, next time you speak, whether it's in a social setting or a high-stakes conversation, slow it down, own the space, and let your voice work for you. You'll be surprised at how much more commanding and magnetic you become. And this is just the beginning. Master these small changes and your voice will become one of your most powerful assets. 3. Command attention. Instantly, tap into your true voice. Most men don't realize that the way they speak is holding them back. If your voice sounds thin, strained, or weak, it's likely because you're speaking from your throat instead of your chest. And here's the problem. A voice that lacks depth automatically makes you seem less confident, less authoritative, and less attractive. Think about the voices that naturally grab your attention. They're not high-pitched or tense. They're deep, rich, and effortlessly powerful. That's because truly compelling speakers, from actors to leaders, understand how to speak from their chest, not their throat. When you learn to do the same, your voice will instantly carry more weight, making you sound more in control, more dominant, and naturally more magnetic. Here's how you do it. 1. Breathe deep into your diaphragm, not your upper chest. If your shoulders rise when you inhale, you're doing it wrong. Your stomach should expand instead. 2. Picture your voice resonating from your chest, not being forced through your throat. This small shift completely changes the way you sound. Let's test it right now. Say, "Sting, I'm the one for the job," while speaking from your throat. Notice how it feels tight, strained, and lacks power. Now take a deep breath, let your chest do the work and say it again, but this time from your chest. Feel the difference? It's stronger, deeper, and instantly more commanding. Here's the truth. Women pick up on vocal depth instinctively. A voice that resonates from your chest subconsciously signals confidence, strength, and reliability, all qualities that make you more attractive. From this moment on, start paying attention to where your voice comes from. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. And once you master this, you'll never sound the same again. 4. Unlock magnetic attraction with the power of vocal intimacy. Imagine speaking in a way that instantly pulls someone in, making them hang on to your every word. There's a subtle vocal trick that creates an undeniable sense of connection. I call it the magnetic voice effect. This technique isn't about whispering or forcing a deep tone. It's about adjusting the way you speak to create a feeling of closeness and intrigue. Here's how. Lower your volume slightly. This naturally encourages her to move closer and pay more attention. Slow down your words, letting each sentence land with weight. Adding slight pauses keeps the listener engaged and builds anticipation. Speak with intention, not just sound. The right tone isn't just heard, it's felt. And that emotional connection, That's what makes people remember you. Master this, and your voice becomes more than just sound. It becomes an experience. 5. Instantly strengthen your voice with proper posture. Your voice doesn't just come from your vocal cords, it's powered by your entire body. The way you stand and carry yourself directly affects the depth, strength, and clarity of your voice. If you slouch or collapse inward, your breath becomes shallow and your voice loses impact. But with the right posture, you unlock your full vocal potential effortlessly. Here's how to immediately improve your voice with simple adjustments. Stand or sit with a straight spine. Keep your shoulders back and chest open to allow more airflow. Lift your chin slightly. This keeps your throat open, allowing your voice to sound clearer and stronger. Breathe deeply before speaking. More oxygen means more vocal power, making you sound more commanding without extra effort. The best part? The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Soon you'll notice your voice naturally sounding richer, more controlled, and more confident, without even thinking about it. Make your voice work for you. Your voice isn't just a way to communicate, it's one of your most underrated superpowers. The way you speak influences how people perceive, respect, and remember you. So, start applying these techniques today. Lower your volume to create intimacy. Slow down to command attention. Improve your posture to unlock vocal strength. With a few simple shifts, you can completely transform the way others respond to you. Now, if you found this valuable, don't just listen, use it. Try these techniques in your next conversation and see the difference for yourself. And if you want more powerful insights like this, make sure to stay connected. I've got plenty more coming your way.